Okay, class, so this example is different because the apothem is given, okay, but the side length is not given. And this is challenging because we need to know the perimeter in order to calculate the area of this polygon. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to use our knowledge of right triangles to help us solve for the missing side length. Now, right triangles, we have two tools in our toolbox, okay, that we frequently use with right triangles. We have Pythagorean theorem, and we also have our trig functions, so TOA. All right, well, let's go ahead and draw on the radius. When I draw the radius into this picture, I've now formed a right triangle. Apothem, radius. Okay, remember apothem goes from center to the side, radius goes from center to the vertex. So I'm going to use this to help me find x. Once I know what x is, okay, I can double it to find the entire side length because both of these would be the same. So we're going to take x plus x to help us find what one side length is. All right, well, in order to find this missing side length, I'm going to have to use one of my tools in the toolbox. Okay, Pythagorean theorem is not going to work. In order to use Pythagorean theorem, you have to know two of the unknown sides. Well, we only know one. Okay, that means we're going to be working with our trig functions. But again, in order to use our trig function, we're going to have to know what theta measures, or the degree measure is. Okay, so we're going to calculate for that degree measure right there. All right, if we were to rotate this in a full circle, okay, a full rotation, that's going to be 360 degrees if you were to just take this radius and rotate this radius around the circle, okay, in a full rotation. Well, that means in order to calculate just what the theta is for this pizza slice, we're going to take 360 and divide it by 2 times the total number of sides. Well, this is a hexagon, right? 6 sides. So that means we're taking 360 and dividing it by 12. 2 times the number of sides. So 2 times 6 is 12. That's giving us 30 degrees for theta. Well, sometimes people are wondering where this 12 comes from. Why are we dividing 360 by 2 times the number of sides? Well, let's think about this for just a second. I want to know how many of these slices it would take to create the whole shape. Well, here's one slice, so 1. That would be a second slice, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11, and 12. So that means this one slice can fit in here 12 times. So we're taking the total 360 and dividing it by 2 times the number of sides, which is 12 total slices. So each of these slices has to measure 30 degrees at the top in order to sum to 360. Okay, now let's go ahead and finish our process. Okay, based on this theta, my x is opposite and this side is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent. Opposite, adjacent. That looks like our trig function tangent. So tangent of our theta equals opposite, which is x, over adjacent, which is 5. Now we just need to solve for x. I can multiply by 5 on both sides. Okay, and I can punch this in my calculator. Let's go ahead and do that right now as a class. I have to change my calculator to scientific, and it's 5 times tangent of 30. And I'm in radians. I need to be in degrees. So let me try that one more time. Okay, that is giving me a side length of 2.89, about 2.89, if I round. Okay, so if this x is 2.89, then what I need to do is add it to itself twice. So one side length equals 2.89 times 2.89, which is a total of 5.78. Well, if all the sides are the same, then we can go ahead and calculate the perimeter. The perimeter is going to be one side length times the total number of sides, which in this case is 6. So the entire perimeter of this shape is 34.68. Now that I know my perimeter and my apothem, I can finish solving this question. Area equals 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. My apothem they gave me is 5. The perimeter we calculated as 34.68. Finish punching in those numbers and we get a grand total of 86.7 square centimeters. Okay. Now again, that was a lengthy process. If you need to, pause the video and ask questions. Okay, then let's go on to example 4. This is the last example in our video today. All right, again, we are given the apothem to start with. Okay, but no side length. Okay, and in order to find the area, you need to know apothem and perimeter, which requires knowing the side length. What we're going to do is we're going to draw in a radius. When I draw in my radius, I've now formed a right triangle. Okay, that's going to help me solve for this side length using our trig functions. Okay, so in order to use my trig function, I have to know theta. So let's go ahead and calculate theta down here. Remember, to calculate theta, it's 360 divided by 2 times the number of sides. Well, since this is a triangle, that's 360 divided by 6. All right, it looks like theta is going to be 60 degrees. Now we can continue, but I need to figure out which trig function we're going to use. Based on this theta, my x is opposite, and my apothem is my adjacent. Okay, opposite and adjacent. That sounds like TOA, opposite, adjacent. So let's use our tan function. Tangent of 60 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. We're going to multiply by 18 on both sides. And then let's crunch these numbers in our calculator. Okay, you join me. Tan of 60 times 18. That is going to give me 31.18, okay, as that opposite side. Well, remember, this side is x and this side is x. So in order to find the entire side length, we're going to do x plus x. In conclusion, one side length is equal to 62.36 centimeters. All right. If one side is 62.76, then the perimeter is going to be 3 times that. That means our perimeter is 187.08. Now that I know my apothem and my perimeter, I can plug everything in. So that's 1/2 times the apothem, which they gave me as 18, times the perimeter, which we calculated as 187.08. When you crunch the numbers, you get 1,683.72 square millimeters. Okay, guys, we're going to pick up again on these topics tomorrow when I return to school. Tonight, for your homework, I want you to complete 8.2 and 8.3 odds. Okay, so all of the odd questions on 8.2 and 8.3. We have some catching up to do because of the snow days, but the expectation still holds that you guys are going to be quizzing on Friday. Okay, please watch these video tutorials at home if you need to. Come attend morning help, and I'm going to review this concept tomorrow. Thanks, guys.